Welcome to the Thriving Immigrant podcast with Paul Adeyeye. This is where we share powerful stories of resilience, reinvention, transformation, and success. So whether you're a new immigrant, navigating a new life, or an aspiring entrepreneur looking for inspiration, this podcast is for you. Join me as we dive into real conversations with incredible individuals who have turned challenges into opportunities. Let's learn, grow, and thrive together. Cheers to a life of abundance. Welcome to the Thriving Immigrant podcast. My name is Paul Adeyeye. If you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. You are in the right place. And if you are a returning listener, thank you for always listening to this podcast. If you've not subscribed, please hit the subscription button so that you can get notified when new episodes are being released. And if you have someone that you think will benefit from conversations like this, please feel free to share this podcast with them. I'm really excited about today's conversation. My guest is a remarkable individual who had built an established business in Nigeria before moving to Canada. Well, the business is still functioning in Nigeria, but the most interesting thing for me is the fact that when she moved to Canada, she just started a business, the same business in Canada. Her name is Osi. Osi is an interior designer. She did amazingly well in Nigeria, and she's doing even way better in Canada. And these are the kind of stories that I really love to hear. So welcome, Osi, to the Thriving Immigrant podcast.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm really curious. I really want to hear your story because coming to Canada as an entrepreneur and still continuing in that space is something that is very rare to find. Do you want to speak? Do you want to speak about your entrepreneurship journey, like when you started in Nigeria and what you've done in Canada so far?
Okay. Now I would like to find out from you, Paul. Do you want the short version, short and sweet, or the elaborate version, well fleshed out, and all of that?
Okay, so let's make it the short and sweet version.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Good point. So, my entrepreneurship. Okay. So first of all, I'm a lawyer, right? My background is in law. Okay, and I've always been analytical and all of that. So it came as no surprise to my parents when I wanted to study law. So I did that. And then I worked as a lawyer for a couple of years in a good law firm with a senior advocate of Nigeria. Yes, however, I got married and I found out that I wasn't as happy, with law as I thought I would be. And it was just time for me to up and leave. I mean, I'm a Christian, and the Lord made it very clear that my time in that law firm was up. I struggled with that decision for some time, but something remarkable happened that I just knew that it was time for me to go. Okay, so I was like, Lord, leave this place and then do what next? I really didn't know, but I knew I was just going to be obedient. So I left. But the thing is, I've always been interested in interior design, and I'll explain why. I grew up with my grandparents in the sense that when I was in secondary school, I went to Federal Government Girls College. I don't know if you know anything about those colleges, Paul, if you're
Yes,
aware
I
of them.
do.
Yes, okay. So my parents lived in Port Harcourt, my grandparents lived in Owerri, and that's where I got my admission. So instead of going to the boarding house, I started staying with my grandparents. And it was so instrumental because my grandmom was an interior designer, right? Yes, she had different businesses. She was also like a baker. She also had like a sewing outfit, and then my mom as well was into interior design,
Okay,
and she also had her own sewing outfit and
I
all
see.
of that.
I know where
Yeah,
this is
so
going to.
exactly. And then my dad too was also entrepreneurial. So I just had these beautiful things around me, and I grew up really enjoying like colors, lovely textures, beautiful spaces. I always loved those things. So even in uni, my friends would always come to meet me to ask me questions about colors. Oh, so what do you think about this color? Would it fit this? Would it fit that? And I would talk to them. I would answer them. Then, of course, I would go with my mom to help her out when she had like clients that she had to go visit to maybe hang up their curtains. She would take me with her and I would help her out. So the interest had always been there. So now going back to my story, right? When I left the law firm, and then I was with my friend, and then randomly she just said to me, Osi, do you have bed sheets for sale? I'm like, bed sheets, where is that coming from? What's a very random question? So I told her no, that I don't. But later on, when she left me, I kept on thinking about it. Somebody needs something to see. That was a big deal. Why can't you just get her? So what happened? I went to Ted Joshua. I don't know if you're also aware of Ted Joshua in
Ted
Lagos.
Joshua, yes.
Exactly. I told the driver, like, okay, let's go to Ted Joshua. I got there. And man, I was so inspired with the lovely fabrics that I saw there. And then I started picking out some fabrics that I turned into bed sheets, with the pillowcases and all of that. Then I went back home the same day with my beautiful with lovely bed sheets that I had gotten. And I called her and I said to her, okay, hey, you asked me about bed sheets. Now I have very nice bed sheets. Da, 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 da. And she picked up the bed sheets. And that was when my mind just blew. I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? What happened? And that was the first sale. From there, I started talking to everybody that cared to listen, my family, my friends, everyone. I had these nice bed sheets. Da, 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 da. So from there, one thing led to the other. Somebody else from church wanted bed sheets, and then she said, okay, she also wanted curtains. And truth be told, I wasn't ready for that, but I had a carpenter's measuring tape in my bag. I don't know why for. I went to visit her just with samples of bed sheets, and she said to me, "I will see. What about curtains? Can't you just get me curtains as well?" I'm like, "Okay, no problem." I took measurements and then I quickly called someone because we had just moved to VGC at the time. So somebody helped us hang curtains. So I was like, okay, you helped us with curtains, and because when he came to help us with the curtains, I spoke to him about other things. So I knew he already had like curtains in his shop. So I quickly called him. Can you guy come and meet me at so and so place? I was lucky phase one. Come and meet me like right now with samples. And that's why I like my Lagosians. The guy took Okada from Jakonde to Lekki phase one with samples. Wow. I went to the gate, picked up the samples from him, went to meet my clients. Like, hi, so these are the samples. And then she saw what she liked, she picked them, and I said, okay, Osi, send me an invoice. And so that from bed sheets now to curtains, right? And then from there, I started, and now like, why can't I just build like furniture and do the entire thing? When my husband saw that I was getting serious, like, oh, so you should actually go to school and get certified for this, which I did. So I went to Interior Design Institute, got my diploma in San Francisco. Yeah, got my diploma from there. And like from there, one thing led to the other, and then I started finishing houses, not just furniture again.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That's the beautiful thing about opportunities, Paul. Like when you're ready, you know you are ready. When your opportunity comes calling, you recognize that this is an opportunity and you go for it. Wow. So, yes. So even like for the finishing aspect now, someone was just talking to me randomly about a problem he was having. He lived in the United States and he was building in the village. If you know anything about Igbo people, they love having houses in the village. They love going back. Exactly. Right. So I was like, oh, see, I'm building this house and these people they're killing me. Like he always has to come back from the States to make sure they are doing it properly, that it is so exhausting. Like now he needs to get sanitary wares and do the tiling he has to. And right in front of me, I'm like, oh, see, this is an opportunity. I'm like, oh, I can help you do that. Like really, that he'll be so grateful. Like, sure, why not? That's it. I took on that project and it was lovely. So I did the sanitary, I got all his sanitary wares, I did the tiling, I even helped with the POP, I did color consultation for him. And of course, after finishing the house, it was like a big house in the village. This guy lives in the United States. You can imagine a doctor in the United States. So I did that. Then I did, of course, the furnishing. So it was more like from start to finish.
Okay.
And after that project, like the everything just opened up. So I started
Wow.
getting clients from the United States. A lot of them started asking me to do the same thing. Okay, you're in Nigeria and you have a good eye, because they complain a lot about giving things to maybe their relatives to help
Relatives.
them. Exactly. And then when they come back, because they live in the States, they have a particular
Standard.
exactly standard, and they're coming back to see something. So yeah, so that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your story is so inspiring, and it reminds me of this popular quote from Richard Branson. It
Hmm.
says, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you are not sure you can do it,
Hmm.
just say yes and learn how to do it.
Absolutely.
Now, that is your story, like from the bed sheets, because you could have just said, no, I don't sell bed sheets and move on. But you were able to provide that service, and just look at what you've been able to achieve by being taking up opportunities and maximizing them. It's
Yeah.
beautiful to see how you've evolved in your business, and I'm excited about what you are building. So,
Thank you.
and I'm sure someone is listening to you right now, and the person is also thinking like, "Oh, wow! So is this how businesses can start?" So if you are listening to OC or you're listening to me right now and you've been missing opportunities all this while, maybe this is the time to challenge yourself. If someone offers you an opportunity, just try. Just try. You never know what's going to come out of it. Okay,
Exactly.
interesting. So when you were coming to
Yes.
Canada, did you have any fear? Because I'm assuming that you had built your business to a significant level before moving to Canada. And do you want to speak about why you decided to leave your comfort zone, or let me say some level of certainty to
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm very sure that I'm not the only person that has been in this situation. Like it's not even possible. So my husband and I, we were so personally. Let me go back. Personally, I've never been the kind of person that would want to live abroad. I've always wanted to stay in Nigeria. Just if I want to travel, get me my visa, get me my tickets, go,
you are
and
many
then
on that table.
exactly. You can relate. So, fortunately, thank God, my husband and I were well traveled. Like every year, would always go pick a country, go and come back. Even had our children, our two children at the time in the United States. So it wasn't a big deal for us. We were very, again, my husband was doing very well in his company, and I was also doing very well with my business. So we're okay, we're fine. And then we're living in VGC, one of the nicest estates. I don't know if it's still one of the nicest estates, but at the time, anyway.
Right.
Yes. So we were okay. And then what happened, Paul? That's how we went to renew our American visas because my husband had a work trip that year in the United States. We got to back there they stopped Dropbox. I think it was when Trump just came in again. So everybody had to go for an interview. And then as we got to Walter Carrington,
Yeah.
after queuing up, which was a very horrible experience in the first place, we were treated like refugees. Honestly, it was drizzling and we were under that rain. Why? Because we wanted to go and get a
Visa.
US visa. Exactly. And then it was our turn. We got there. Even after listening to how they were being rude to people. Anyway, long story short, it got our turn. We got denied our visa.
Oh, after having two kids in the US?
And traveling, money was not the problem. Like there wasn't any, honestly speaking. So that just like popped our balloon.
What is wow.
It opened our eyes like,
Really?
okay,
Hmm.
what is going on? What is happening here? So it made us sit back and start assessing things all over again. Like this is like we're really limited, really limited. And then of course you see the population in Nigeria, it's increasing,
Hmm.
right? And we can't really see anything happening here. So we started thinking about other opportunities. Like it became very obvious we needed a second passport if we were to really to
To
attain
explore
the
the
heights
world.
we were. Sorry?
To explore the world.
Exactly, exactly. Ah, no, 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 no. That thing really hit us. So we thought about it, prayed about it, and when the opportunity for Canada came up, amongst other things, so we noticed that yes, with the point system, being a lawyer, my husband with his master's degree and all of that, it was high enough to yes make us do this. But still, that fear, that back and forth. I'll be sure this is the right decision, or should we just? We saw how things were like, no, 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 no. You would never know until you try it,
Hmm.
right? You would never, never know. Just put yourself, especially if you trust in God, put yourself out there and then see what happens. But being in your comfort zone, no. And I'm so grateful to God that that happened because I
Looking
mean, I
back,
don't know what would have become of us if we had stayed back,
looking
you
back, you
know.
are excited that you made the move.
Yes, I'm very excited. Not like Canada is everything. Of course, Canada has its own issues, but
Yeah, there's no
um,
perfect world anywhere.
exactly, yes. But I'm grateful to God that we have this opportunity. And hey, if tomorrow we need to go back to Nigeria too
It's
for
still
whatever
there.
reason, yes, we can still go back. But then we have a second passport, which was the ultimate goal from the beginning, remember?
Right.
So,
I really like
yes,
that point. I tell people that one of the biggest privileges you can have in life is options. Just
absolutely.
just have options. And that's what
Absolutely.
most people enjoy when they move to this part of the world. If
Exactly, yes. And if you can't do it, why not do it? Why
why
not?
not do it?
Yes, I
Yeah.
never want to be that person. There's an opportunity there and I was able to take it. And tomorrow start regretting. No, no, no. I never want to live a life of regrets. Never.
Okay,
No.
good. Loving your story. So I didn't know all this
Thank you.
happened. You know, so when you moved to Canada, how did you start your entrepreneurship journey in Canada?
Okay. So Paul, that was a huge struggle. Oh my gosh. In the sense that I don't know if it is just Canada, but this place is wired in such a way that it's favorable to 9 to 5 to employees,
Hmm.
you know. So in a way, it just made sense. So just get a 9 to 5 job but I tried that and I struggled. In fact, it even made me go back to school. I did my master's in graduated from Queen's University digital product management,
Okay.
right? Yes, to even to try, okay, now I have the experience from you know, let me now get that job. But it was a huge struggle. When it's like fish out of water.
Hmm.
It just no, but talk to me about business,
Business.
about creating solutions. I love solving problems in a creative way. That is my calling, right?
Hmm.
So, but it just became so natural. Like, okay, you're struggling in this, and then whenever it comes to business, I'm already like flying. Just like, oh, see, this is the problem. Okay, fine, let's do this, let's do that. Da, 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 da. It was just so natural. That's why I'm like, I don't need to fit into the box of everybody else. I don't need to fit into this particular box.
Right.
Create my own box. And then when I look at the life of Jesus Christ, Jesus did not fit into a particular box, right? He was
Hmm.
Jesus. He knew his purpose and he came and he fulfilled his purpose and left the earth. So what's my purpose? What is it? Do that thing, follow my calling, and then leave the rest, right? So that's why I decided to embrace entrepreneurship. It has its challenges, of course, definitely. Because sometimes it might even be easier to get a 9 to 5 and then know
Right.
that somebody is paying me for this thing I'm doing. But the fulfillment that comes with doing this is just incredible. So I'm happy that yes, I mean, and I also want to encourage anybody that might also be in this same situation, like, oh my, this is what I really want, but everything else, because I'm sure you know this, if you want a mortgage, they want to see your employment, your credit score, and
Right.
everything is just so narrow, like, oh my goodness, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but then again, I'm very, very thankful and grateful to God that I have a husband that is working,
Okay.
that has a 9 to 5. So we have something stable, right? While I pursue this, which I believe is like the best. combination, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I can relate with everything you've said. I understand the struggle. And
Mm.
I don't want to completely agree that the system favors 9 to 5. We can look at it from this angle. You are new in the country, and to
Mhm.
really thrive or to build a successful business, you need network. You need to know people. As a newcomer,
Yeah.
you have limitations. So it's completely different from Nigeria where you were raised. There are people that you met in primary school, in secondary
Mm-hmm.
school. You
Mm-hmm.
built those network for over 20 years. So it was probably easy for you to just start your business and maybe call someone like, hey, this is what
Yes.
I'm doing, but you are new. So I feel like as time goes, you are going to see a different feel, or you're going to have a different feel about the good side of entrepreneurship, which I
And
think you're already enjoying already, by the way.
so, like the network, thank God you mentioned that network aspect as well, because there are opportunities here, even with that network. Oh my goodness, that we might not even be aware of, you
Hmm,
know. And then, yeah, so the government, thank God, like they give grants to certain bodies, to train entrepreneurs.
right.
So, thankfully, I've been opportune to join some of those networks, right?
So you've
Like
won
I've
some money.
We're working on it, Paul. We're working on it by God's grace.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so I'm grateful that like I've started building that network, even with like minds, because there's something beautiful, doing something. It's always good to surround yourself with people that are doing like the same thing. So you guys are people
Absolutely.
that are like that are thinking on the same pattern and all of that, so you can grow together. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Then you were talking about mortgages and all that. I think business owners too can acquire mortgage. It's just that they expect their business
Exactly.
to
Not for
have
a
been
new immigrant.
not for a new
Not for
immigrant.
a new
Immigrant.
immigrants. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So how has it been? How have you been getting clients in the last? So when did you start your business fully in Canada?
Okay. So the year I landed, I registered the business. But I was still on that phase of should I not, should I not? I wasn't really sure. But thank God business was still going on in Nigeria. Like it's still going on at the moment in Nigeria. I still have clients. So that way I was still, yes, very okay financially, right? But for Canada, and you also mentioned the clients, having like getting clients here because who do you know, right? Yeah, so I would say, okay, then after registering the business, I didn't really do much about it. Then I went back to school. School was so intense. If you've schooled in this country, oh
I
my
have can
gosh,
relate. I can
you
relate.
can relate. Like you have to unlearn what you learned back at home because the schooling system is different here. The way
Hmm.
they expect you to apply that knowledge is different, right? You unlearn, you
You
learn,
learn, you
and then you
relearn.
relearn. It was so intense. And then having doing that with three children, with a
Wow.
husband, it was something else. So, but after as I was getting to the end of the program, it became clear to me that I wanted this path. So that's when I doubled down on entrepreneurship. So I would say towards the end of 2020, this is 2025.
Yeah.
That's like last 2023, 2024 was when I really became serious about it. And then, so for clients, like people are around, and that's the thing, as an entrepreneur, you cannot keep quiet. You cannot keep your mouth shut. You tell anybody you meet, hi, and you just have to talk. Osi, this is what I do. You don't need to ask me, what do you do? It's okay. I can have that conversation for both of us. OC, da 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 da. I'm into this, I'm into that, da da da. So, I know your house looks beautiful, but I'm sure you need that extra, You want that thing, you want it to look fresh again. I'm the person to call, and I can do this for you, then give them my page and all of that. That's it. Is it in church? Oh my goodness, they know me in church now as that lady that does interior.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Then our community as well, Nigerian community, yes. So I always post. In fact, anytime I talk to somebody, they know, yes, she's the interior designer. Yes, she's interior decorator. Yes. So from there as well, just different word of mouth, referrals, and attending like this vendor, like the pop-up stores and all of that. So that's how I've been able to get clients. I'm just so grateful to God for all of this, because I honestly wouldn't have taken it serious until, because coming to Canada, another thing again I struggled, which is a limiting belief. Like
Hmm.
all these limiting beliefs, I just threw them outside
Out.
the window. Oh my gosh, it's such a big, huge lie.
Hmm.
I came to Canada. What came to my like? This is Canada now. In Nigeria, yes, I know people don't really know have like nice furnishing, so they want you to build and then do everything for them, and it looks nice. But in Canada, you want to buy something, Paul, you just go to the store,
So,
walk down to the store. There are
you
plenty. In
know,
fact,
I
yeah.
like the fact that you're talking about it. Please go on because I was going to ask you that
Mm.
interior designing is something that is kind of big and common in Nigeria.
Mhm.
But I'm like, Osi, why are you actually making money? Are people actually patronizing you? And I like, so please go on.
Paul, you don't want to know, honestly. Eh?
Wow.
Okay, so anyway, so yes, the limited belief we were talking about, like you're in Canada, you can just go to the store, pick up the furniture, pick up your throw pillow, and you're fine. You're good to go. Arrange your things yourself, and like, why do you need an interior? Apparently, that's not everybody's story, Paul.
Hmm.
So one day I was just so upset, like, what is going on? And then I heard him say, what have you done with the skill sets that I've given to you? And
Wow.
then I just quickly crafted this flyer on Canva, via Canva, put something together, and then posted in the group in our community. And if you know how people reached out to me, Paul,
Wow.
to ask me, yes, to talk to me about interior, doing their interior in this Canada, I was like,
For
okay,
real?
yes,
You
yes,
you've been sitting on a gold
absolutely,
mine.
my dear. So even at the moment, I'm working with this lady. She's putting together like an indoor playhouse. I know when it's in Berry, it's going to be beautiful. In fact, shout out, people need to come and patronize. Like it's going to be so fine. So I'm
Wow.
putting the interior together for her. Right, that's I mean, how much is that already, Paul? That's one client. Do you get
Hmm.
amongst others? And another thing is, it's not just Canada. People in America also need my service. I have clients from the United States. Yes, I have clients that I've also handled. I just closed a job from Manchester, and I
Wow.
was here in Canada, and I did the job for them. Do you get so? And then thank God everything is global now. So it's not just interior. No, people still need your service. And this also cuts across other things.
Hmm.
Everything else. Never say it is just no, it is not. So people still want your help. And another thing is, it might not be because they cannot do it themselves, but they don't even have the time to do it. They
Absolutely.
rather just pay somebody else to get it. Just take this thing off my chest. Like my
Yeah.
client in America, right? She can't do it herself, but she's so busy, very, very, very busy, right? OCP, just do this. And who am I to say no? Of course, I want to do it. That's why I'm here. Please. Let me do this for you, So
Wow.
let us never say it is too small. No, no, no. There's somebody there that needs your service. There's somebody there that needs your product. Just put yourself out there, put the word out there. And of course, God is there for us. He's there with us. And another powerful thing, Paul, I must share this with you.
Okay. Please.
Yes. And then that's why, well, okay, as I said, I'm a Christian. And I saw this scripture in God's word. I think Isaiah 27, verse 6, that says, in fact, I coined it, I put my name there. It says, and then I use this word, I, Osinachi, a descendant of Jacob, I am like a tree planted,
Planted.
I blossom and bud, right?
Hmm.
And my flowers covers the earth. And my fruit
Wow.
covers the earth.
That's so deep.
What I mean, what is that? So it means everything that comes out of me should cover the earth. Every fruit from me covers it. It does not matter that it is a stone, this tiny pebble. It should be able to cover the earth, right? So if you have that kind of ammunition with you, I mean,
Hmm.
you can do so much, so much, right?
Wow, thank you so much, Osi. You are so passionate about what you do. I could tell from your voice, and your energy is just up there. Thank you for sharing that. It's been a mind-blowing conversation, especially for the
Thank
fact that
you.
even me, I didn't see interior designing as something tangible in this part of the world. And
Yes.
it's just me talking from my own perspective, which is apparently wrong. Now, this is what you do full time, and your story is so inspiring in the sense that you are covering a you are covering a space that I don't think is as competitive as other spaces.
Okay.
I'm not sure, I don't have the data, but I just feel like you've been able to establish yourself, at least in our own community. I don't know how many interior designers are there, but
Mm.
maybe I've not done my research well. Or what do you think?
So it just depends on what perspective you're coming from. You're coming with, and honestly, Paul, there could be a million and one other interior decorators, right? But there is only one Osi
See,
Odimuko, only one Tumble D design. I'm different. I'm unique. What I bring to the table is definitely different from whatever any other interior decorator would bring. So I'm here to claim what it is that is mine. It's for me. I'm not looking at what other people might be saying or might be doing, right? This is how I want my own space to be. This is how I want, my own clients. This is how I want them to feel. So that's what I'm leveraging on, right? I'm not even going to, yes, like there's nothing new under the sun, right? Whatever it
but
is you're touching, right? And there are other people that have been there before you. There are other
that's
people
true.
that are doing the same. Yes. So how can I make my own different? How can I make my own stand out? How can I be that edge, be that
Mm,
extra? That's what I'm going for. So I'm silencing every other, voice. It's
I
still that
like it.
limiting belief.
I like it.
That's
I like that. I like
that's
that point.
yeah.
Okay. So if you are listening to us right now and you've not subscribed to the Thriving Immigrant podcast, please hit the subscription button. These are the kind of conversations you want to be listening to because a lot of you have that potential. You've got so you've got very big dreams, not just dreams. You have what it takes to succeed. But the limiting belief, like Osi just mentioned, might be what has been keeping you back from achieving your dreams. And when you hear someone that looks like you saying these things, doing these things, it's going to encourage you to even push yourself further and try. Thank you, Osi, for sharing your story. Are there any plans to pursue law in Canada? Do you want to be a Canadian licensed lawyer?
Funny that you asked. So, Paul, good question. In the sense that, okay, I always thought that law, I'm a lawyer and I have no regrets for studying law, right? So I believe that yes, it will be a good idea to have my license here in Canada because it can still open some doors for me. My
Absolutely.
credibility as well as a lawyer can do so many things for me. So yes, I'm not saying no to that. I'm going to do that by God's grace, right?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've really enjoyed this conversation. I'm sure everyone listening to us right now, I'm sure they're also loving it and learning from your story. I would love to ask you, what's the most powerful piece of advice that you've ever received? It doesn't have to be business related, maybe something completely different from the conversation we've had today.
Mm. Oh my God, like there are so many of them, so many,
Mm.
so many. Like right now, I'm listening to Myron Golden a lot. If you can, if anybody has any issue with the mindset, you want to just, I mean, he's somebody you would want to listen to. Go on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's so beautiful that all these resources are out there, Paul. Like
Like,
anything you want to learn, anything, and they are free. They are there.
yeah.
Like,
What an
Myron, go.
amazing time to be alive.
Honestly speaking, even if you're unsure, and then there's also ChatGPT, even if you don't know for whatever reason, you can just go to ChatGPT, ask, oh, if I want to learn about this, give me resources on so and so, and you get a plethora of those resources.
Yeah.
Okay. Then another person I love again is Daniel Priestley. He's helped me so much with learning to target my market. So now, like, I've changed a lot of things, even things I learned in Nigerian business. I've
Mm.
come here and I've changed, recreated the entire thing. Okay. But for the outstanding, okay, so something happened recently. Let me first mention this quote. Okay. Find your it and double down on it. It
Mm.
sounds corny, right? But I'll explain to you. So I was at the mall one day and I was walking. There was this little girl running towards me, and I was a bit confused. What do I do? Should I move out or like, oh, no, stand, she'll move, or, she'll go left or right. But I saw how she was so serious, like, children, like they're running, that they're running. I
Right.
had to get out of the way for her, and then she went past me. After that thing, this just started teaching me something. When you have, like, get your goal, what is that thing you want? Double down on it. Look into it, right? There'll be challenges, there'll be obstruction, just like I was an obstruction for that girl. But because I saw how serious she
You
was,
had to
when
leave.
she to get out of the way for her. It's the same thing with
Mm.
us as human beings. When we know what we want and we're going for it, those obstructions will show up, but they don't have a choice but to get out of the way for us, to
Wow.
double down, to keep on going. So if we double down, don't remove your leg from the pedal, right? There will be issues, whatever it is, just keep going at it, keep going at it, keep going at it until you get your breakthrough, until you see your breakthrough. So that's my mantra right now. Like, oh, see, keep going. So anybody listening to just whatever it is, put your feet down and keep going. You'll get it.
Profound. That's so powerful. Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Osi. So for someone listening to you for the very first time and is like, oh, how can we contact you? I need to do something to my living room or my bedroom, and I would like Osi to help. How can people contact you?
Okay. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Pinterest, all the, like, anyway. So on Instagram, I'm Tumble D Design, one word. Okay, and you can also search for Osi Odimuko as well,
Okay.
right? Same thing with LinkedIn. I'm Osi Odimuko, right? But if it's mostly about interior, then I'll say Instagram, TikTok. Those are like the best places to find me and to also see what I've done.
Okay.
So yes,
Somebody designs. So
yes,
Tumbledee design.
design. That's it. Thank you
Okay.
for spelling that. Yes,
Awesome. Thank you
yes.
so much, Osi, for being a thriving immigrant.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting your light shine. And thank you for coming here to inspire us with your story.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. I enjoyed this. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is where we call it a day. Till I come your way again, stay thriving and have a wonderful time.